I'm Chris Roberts. I work here at North River Boats, and I am part of the dealer sales team. I watch over all of our dealer network that we have scattered throughout the United States, and I'm the one that kind of communicates with them, gets the orders, and follows the boats through the process. This area over here is basically sub-assembly for fab, in the sense that they build anything from handrails, bulkhead stuff, boxes, fuel tanks, anything that can be pre-assembled off the boat for the guys that put in the boat to install. This section here is actually where our big boats really start out. These are for 8/6 beam and 9/6 beam boats. They're built actually upside down, and once it's flipped right side up, it goes on a cart, similar to like what this boat is here on a cart, and then it goes over into their bays, and then they start assembling it. You can see that the window cutouts are on the side of the boat. They're not all the way cut out yet. All we do is just router out the corners, because that's the most important part of the window to keep precise. But once it's fully welded, then we will cut out the windows entirely. Because if you cut it out now, there's a tendency that it could want to really warp. So to keep aluminum as straight as possible, you leave as much structure on as possible. And then as you go through the process, you can start cutting things off and it'll hold itself in that position. In all reality, everything kind of starts out on this rack here. Bare aluminum, flat sheets of aluminum. And then they pull the sheets off that they need, and that's when they start forming them, cutting them. This is small fab. Every boat that's built in here is usually somewhere between 18 feet all the way up to 25 feet. So what he's doing is he's welding on the diamond plate anchor guards, and he's welding on the turning strake. They're on a steel jig. The jacks are pushing down on the supports to hold the whole shape of the boat, and as they fully weld the boat, then they can release that pressure, and it'll, once it's structurally sound, it'll hold that shape. This is probably only about a day old, and they've gotten it this far. They're starting to tack everything into place, and then they got the bulkhead tacked into place. We sandblast everything that's welded. It gets all the oils and impurities out of the aluminum so that the bodywork adheres to it better. Back in the day when I used to work on the boats in fabrication, we had to take a wire brush everywhere we welded to do it. So we have 4 paint booths, 2 small paint booths. We have 1 medium paint booth over here, and then we have 1 large paint booth. This is the 60-foot long booth that we had this installed when we did the expansion over there a few years ago. Inside here is our outfitting shop. The boats will come out of paint once they've been QC inspected. They stop here. Lighting, seating, everything that would go in the boat is done in this phase after it's been painted. The boats are done in outfitting. They get pushed up into the QC line, make sure everything's not broken, ripped, torn, scratched, and then once it's inspected, we invoice the dealers to let them know it's done. This was the day that they announced that we were an ESOP company, so everybody has stock ownership in the company. Brent Hutchings and his wife Chris announced that we were part of that, so we celebrated it that day. And again, everybody in their department and what they do here. We have all of our seat backs and bases, all here, armrests. These are the armrest pad bases. And then we build our seat skins in-house. And then so when the boats go through, they assemble the seats per boat and then set them up over there for the outfitters to put them inside the boat. We have hard tops, we got Siaco Bs, cohos, fastback. Black and red boat, that's an endurance for BC Outdoors, which they got their own fishing show. That's going up to Canada. All these boats here are ready for a delivery to the dealership, so we're waiting for them to get picked up. You saw it from the beginning, this is what it would look like as an end result.